As Tinker, I can tell you there's a kidnap coming up and huge scenes with a fire. But things are also quite fiery and hot for Leanne with love in the air. Should we have a little look at what she's been up to before we bring Jane on?
Yes.
OK.
This is my lot. Oh, is that
Your chest came flat packed and you haven't put it together yet.
What can I say? When I'm good, I'm good. When I'm bad, I'm better.
You are now husband and wife.
Right under mistletoe. Time to find out who's been naughty or nice.
An ex-prostitute and an alcoholic.
I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife.
I don't care what they do with this very done because I hate it.
Go! I'll be right behind you!
I'm sorry, Steve, I'm pregnant and it's yours. He was beating before, but he seems to have stopped now.
My sunshine. Why should I go to prison?
And the fabulous Danson joins us. 30 years!
It's quite scary looking back at that. You see your life in pictures, don't you?
Yeah.
Like 30 years almost. Almost, not quite, but almost.
We were laughing about the hairstyles.
We've had a lot.
We've had a lot of hairstyles through the day. But so many storylines. Which ones stand out to you as being the ones where, oh, I really enjoyed that, or that was really funny? Or...
I think there's been, my top three moments.
Hit me.
My first was working with Bradley Walsh.
Oh.
Because it was a really special time for me in my life. I was just about to get married. I was just about to have a baby.
Yeah.
Working with Bradley was just laugh a minute. He was just... I'm surprised we got any work done. You know what he's like. He was just cracking the jokes all the time.
Yeah.
So that was really special.
Yeah.
And then working with Chris Gascoigne, who played Peter.
Yes.
The Peter and Leanne relationship was really special. We're really, really good friends and we love working together. And then a bit later, I think my most important relationship on the show has been with Ben Price. Aside from Georgia, of course, my Toya, but in a relationship, Nick and Leanne, and we did a huge story with Oliver, Leanne's child dying, and that was all through COVID, so it was quite tricky.
Yeah, and it was such a unique time anyway, just in the world as well.
And just the way we worked was really odd because, as you guys know, the rules were changing all the time, and we had a storyline about a child who was dying, but we couldn't have the child, so we were looking at pillows a lot, and it was just really tricky, but really emotional.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely up there. They're my top three moments.
Amazing.
I think.
It's so good. We've been through the gamut of emotions with her. I mean, we've laughed and we've cried. What do people think now, though? Because I sort of said earlier, well, oh, I'm Team Leanne with her at the moment.
You're the only one.
But people aren't like, they're Team Toya.
Yeah, I think what I've learned over all this time is viewers are very much in the moment. And if they like what you're doing, they like you. And if they don't, they don't. I did one of the Coronation Street tours recently.
Yeah.
And I was really shocked because they were all Team Toya. Now, Jane is Team Toya, but I was quite shocked because Toya had the affair.
Yes.
She did some bad things as well. But I think because Leanne's been a bit crazy over the last year or so, they've very much dug their heels in. They're like, nope, Toya deserves some happiness as well. So
Do you get quite defensive of Leanne?
Yeah.
When people are like that?
I think you have to. I mean, she does some crazy things. And sometimes I want to shake her. But ultimately, I have to defend her. I have to find a reason for those behaviours. So even though she drives me crazy, I have to look after her as well. So when you get that reaction, you feel a bit wounded sometimes.
Yeah, I bet.
You feel like, how can I win them over? So they're going to hit me with a few stories over the next few weeks, and hopefully I'll reel them back in.
They'll swing the momentum back your way.
Yeah, hopefully.
It felt on screen when I was watching her last night with Tracy, it felt like we've got classic Battersby back and a bit of spark. Is that happening?
Yeah, I always sort of feel that she's the eternal teenager, Leanne. You know, she's kind of stroppy, always thinks of herself. It's quite selfish. And her behaviours are that of a teenager sometimes because she's always kind of been on her own or been abandoned. So she's had to sort of toughen up over the years. But I think now going back to her roots, I feel that that's really fun to play. It's the essence of who she is. And it gives us somewhere to go a bit later, hopefully, as well. So they always revert back to how she used to be, which is always great fun.
Do you think she'll ever get that happy ending? I mean, I think,
Yeah,
you know.
no. I'd like to see her get some happiness. Not necessarily she will get the happy ending. I don't think she's one of those characters because she always messes it up. You know that thing that some
So
people...
she self-sabotages?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, it's all going so well, so she goes into self-destruct mode.
Because we've seen her cozying up with Steve, of course.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of affection for the idea of the two of those, the two of them, that work.
Yeah, and certainly from my point of view, because working with Simon Gregson,
Yes.
he's just gorgeous. He's just got the biggest heart, and we do have a giggle, but we probably wouldn't get a lot of work done if we worked together all the time.
So that can't happen because you can't behave.
Well, I just laugh. He's got like a little twinkle
does.
in his eye, and I'm a bit of a giggler sometimes, so we probably wouldn't get a lot of work done. But we have done some really lovely scenes recently.
Well, talking of twinkles in eyes, I think we should play a little clip as we're talking because there is a little. It seems this is from next week, and thank you because this is an exclusive. Look at these two. Now that does look like a little twinkle in the eye.
That feels like it's getting quite close.
I feel like there might be some wine involved. He sort of picks her up a little bit and saves her from maybe doing something silly, and she might end up doing something silly.
How do you think you changed, Jane, over the nearly 30 years?
Gosh, how I've changed?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a lot older.
Yeah.
I'm a mum of 2, and
Wow.
yeah,
Oh,
we've all done life together. It's quite emotional seeing that actually because it feels like yesterday.
And it must be because there's so many of the cast that you've all started together, you've all grown up together, you've got married, you've had children. What's that connection like?
Well, we've all done life together, you know. As you say, we've been through good times and bad in life, and you know, it's just lovely having that support, and it's the most secure job you will get in this industry.
Yes.
You know, I never dreamed it would pan out for so long, and even when it's secure, it's never secure. But I've been so grateful for it. But yeah, you do change massively, and I never would have anticipated being there that long. But you know, like growing up with you guys as well, we did chums together with Ant and Dec, and all the people that you meet along the way just enriches your job as well, and it's just been a dream.
It's lovely to go to places and see familiar faces.
Yeah,
again.
it feels like home here.
Yeah, which is great, and we loved you being on it. You've been amazing. Thank you for just sort of committing and just being so fantastic. She is such an amazing character, isn't she, Sharon?
Let's have another 30 years.
Oh, fingers crossed. Thank you.
Let's do it.
Lovely to see you. Thank you
very much.
Jane. Sharon, great as ever.
Coronation Street continues tonight at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX.
Right.